Welcome to the Steve Reeve Podcast with the best moments from the past week and a few things that didn't make it to air. Monday.
It's officially December. We're in the last stretch of the year. Official time for everything to go nuts with the holiday cheer, celebration, and decoration. And, of course, Cyber Monday to squeeze just a little bit more out of you over the weekend of shopping and, well, trying to find some savings, really, is what it's about. Hopefully you did find some so far. Hopefully you weren't inundated. Hopefully you've been able to come up from air from all of the promotional emails that you've gotten. I mean, some places, they go a little far. I don't mind a few messages, few notifications, few emails saying, hey, you got some discounts. Here's a code, and it's going to get you 20% off. That's palatable. That's tangible. But I don't need to be reminded 18 times in the next hour that I've got that coupon. Thank you so much. Showed up this morning to the station to find it decorated for the holidays. Decorated for the occasion. The once in a year decor has been sprinkled throughout the office. Pictures on the wall have been wrapped like gifts with care. And the 90% sugary, non-dairy coffee creamer in the fridge has switched to a peppermint mocha variety. So thank you to the elf who showed up on the weekend to spread a little joy. You know who you are, and I very much appreciate it.
You're listening to the Steve Reeve Podcast from 100.5 Cruz FM.
It's time for Cruz Music News with Steve Reeve.
Tom York suffering an extreme throat infection. That's the word that they're using, but there's hope that he's going to have a recovery that's swift, and they'll be back in action before too long. They've actually just postponed a couple of shows in Copenhagen at the Royal Arena, part of their 2025 comeback tour, but they're postponing them for later on in December. So definitely hopes of quick recovery. Jimmy Eat World going to be out on the road, announcing some big shows for 2026. UK outdoor shows specifically, including the biggest headline show that they've ever had at Gunnersbury Park. And that's going to mark 25 years, the 25th anniversary of Bleed American. If they're going to be stopping by anywhere in North America, we're not quite sure about that yet, but it could be announced following this tour. Limp Bizkit paying tribute to bassist Sam Rivers, who's no longer with us, dying earlier this year. It's their first concert since he died. They were on the stage in Mexico City and had a very emotional moment Saturday night this weekend. It was October 18th. That Rivers died at the age of 48. And that's it for your music news this morning. I'm Steve Reeve. Tough to meet a pizza that you don't like, but it does happen. I mean, everybody loves pizza, but not everybody loves every pizza. Some people can be downright picky about it. And, well, there's a new order, a photo of a receipt that went online and has caught people's attention. I wanted to break it down because I don't know why it's such a shocker. I mean, it's explained in the comments as an order for a pregnant wife being made by the husband. And people are calling the combinations absolutely absurd. He says, yes, I know this looks insane. You're probably wondering, like, who is this dude? I have a very pregnant wife. I'm done questioning what she wants. I'm scared of her, and honestly, you should be too. Thank you, and Godspeed. Now, take it with a grain of salt. Might not be some real stuff. Could be trumped up, built up on the internet. But here's the actual order. Just to imagine it, use your imagination, and see if this actually is absurd or if it's just like a little bit, extreme, but delicious sounding nonetheless. A, triple pepperoni. B, extra cheese. Then you got banana peppers, light jalapenos, half chicken, half mushrooms, half caramelized onions, half olives, and light sauce. Probably going to need a dip for that for me. I don't like a dry pizza myself, but I don't know which halves those half orders even go on. Is it just supposed to be the half amount all over the whole pizza, or were there specific combinations to give different textures and flavors? I don't know. In any case, I got no issues with any of these ingredients, any of these toppings. That sounds like a bomb pizza to me, and I think pizza for breakfast is a little too tempting right now. I got to rein it back, got to rein it in.
Tuesday.
Yesterday being December 1st, my girlfriend had a panic attack straight up in the evening. Just had a moment of going, I've had enough. And I was like, well, what's going on? Oh my goodness. Am I in trouble? No, it wasn't me. It's just that we hadn't decorated enough yet. She had a panic attack on December 1st because we had not decorated enough yet, even though she wanted to wait until December to fully decorate. And it's not like it's been net zero Christmas decoration either. Like, we've had a few things out since mid-November. couple of like new acquisitions that we're like, well, we're not going to go and put that into the place where the Christmas stuff is stored. We'll start to display it. The last, a couple things that have gone out are small but noticeable. The Christmas decoration grenade maybe hasn't gone off yet, but it's not like there's nothing. I mean, it hadn't gone off until last night. Couple of stories for you, including one middle finger in the air from the Ozzy Osbourne estate, as the official merch store for the late rocker, the late metal singer, is selling a Roger Waters diss shirt. Of course, there has been some contention between Ozzy, Sharon, and the former Pink Floyd member. Not just with his own band is Roger Waters fighting, but, also with other people. And so Sharon Osbourne has called the Pink Floyd member sick in the head about his comments about Prince of Darkness after his passing. And so they're now selling a shirt that reads, "Another prick in the wall." For a limited time only. Amazing. And also going to be amazing for those who are in attendance. Could be one of the very final shows on home turf for Garbage. They've just announced a Edinburgh Castle show in the summer of 2026. A huge show at a very unique venue. Also adding to it, likely our last headline show in Scotland. A full circle moment for me, and it means the world, from frontwoman Shirley Manson. That's it for your music news this morning. I'm Steve Reeve. Around the world, we've got a lot of music filling the air, joy filling our hearts, and fear for a certain song also filling our psyche. That would be Wham's Last Christmas. It is incredible that people are already eliminated in Whamageddon. Some folks ready to dive into the holiday music right now. We actually already had a message come in yesterday scolding us for not playing any Christmas music yet, which made me laugh. My friend, it is early in the month, and we have started playing Christmas music. I mean, maybe you didn't hear it, just because we're only sprinkling a little bit in for now, but you'll hear more and more as we go this month. And the chances of hearing Last Christmas are slim on Cruise, but never zero. The real dangers are stores, malls, restaurants, any public place pumping out musical accompaniment while you're just going about your business, because that's really the one fundamental rule of Whamageddon. For those who still don't know how it's played, you can make up any modifiers or conditionals that you want, but really, you just need to avoid recognizing that the song that you are hearing at any given time, if you're hearing a song, is not the original studio recording of Wham's 1984 hit Last Christmas. Covers, remixes, live performances, all fine in the base game. The original song, like lava in a game of the floor, is lava, and some people take it extremely seriously.
Wednesday.
How much money do you give your kid for allowance? Is it competitive? Is it in keeping with the standard of the time? Did you account for shrinkflation? Did you? According to a study, take it with a grain of salt, the average kid's allowance is about $52 a month. When I first read that, I went, what, in hand every week? What? $200 a month? No, like $50 a month to operate as a kid with zero bills? You know what, not terrible. For the period of time that I was even getting an allowance as a kid, now we were a hard-earning family with lots of mouths. It's fine. I got about $5 a week. Conditional, though. I had chores to do to earn that $5. I didn't get it just by existing. And then, once you got that $5 in hand, the financial planning began for exactly how many 5-cent candies I could get after grabbing an Archie comic and a bag of Big League Chew. Yesterday, we were talking about how Radiohead had to postpone a couple of shows in Denmark due to an extreme throat infection suffered by Tom York. That would definitely put a damper on things. But the 2 shows that they have postponed are going to be switched to mid-December, so people won't have to wait too long. However, thanks to a Reddit user posting online saying, I have reserved a location in the city center in Copenhagen. Why don't we get together as Radiohead fans who are disappointed but understanding and do a little Radiohead karaoke? They expected capacity of 25 people, but around 1,000 decided to show up, and apparently it was an absolutely incredible night. And I'm sure it will be an incredible night when they get back together again to watch the show later on in the month. 9 Inch Nails, at least a member of the band, is involved in a horror video game soundtrack, an indie game called Sleep Awake that's just been released. Guitarist for 9 Inch Nails, Robin Thicke, has been involved in that one, making it so just about every single member of the band is dabbled in some form of soundtrack or another. And indie labels are supporting their artists the most, it seems. At least a new study suggests that indie record labels are paying about 80% of their profits to their artists, investing in them. And also, indie labels, artists represented by them at least, seeing an average growth of about 44% on Spotify followers over the last 2 years, showing a marked increase on that platform as well as others. Indie music seems to be on the rise in all directions. And that's it for your music news this morning. I'm Steve Reeve. Over the holiday season, likely you're going to be able to have a chance to spend some time at home and maybe cooped up by the weather for sure, but catching up on some things. Maybe you want to binge an old TV show that you haven't seen in a while. Oh, hey, whoa. They're putting out every episode of Mad Men on HBO Max/Crave for the first time ever in 4K resolution. Oh, wow. Okay, let me check into that. Oh, wait, no. It's a garbage transfer, and you can see crew members in the sides of the frames, apparently. Yeah, it makes you really wonder, where's the money that you're spending on streaming services going exactly? Constantly the numbers going up every year. Each one of the streaming services is like, well, maybe another $1. I won't notice another $1 a month, will they? Yes, we do, especially when it's times 5 different streaming services. But I get off my soapbox and tell you about Mad Men. Apparently, the 4K episodes have now been put online for the first time. People dived in immediately, as you would. It's a fantastic show. And they were seeing all kinds of errors that were showing up in the transfer. Like, for instance, in one case, probably the most famous one that I saw shared online, an image of one of the characters in the show having to do a vomit scene. They're throwing up, and so they're using practical effects. And you can see the crew member pumping the vomit out of the device, whatever that is, the bag, the bladder, the whatever. Gross, but not exactly what you're supposed to be seeing when you're watching a TV show like that. Hey, and guess what? They say now it's going to be corrected. Well, geez, I would hope so. Where is that money going to? Spend it on the things that we actually want to watch, please and thank you.
Transmission over. Want more Steve? New podcast episodes happen every Friday, or just tune into the Steve Reeve Show. Weekday mornings starting at 5:30 a.m. on 100.5 Cruz FM.